This is an instructional video on how to highlight your articles. So we're going to follow this every time, okay? So we're going to start with the one called Example Biblical Theology, which you will have for your first week. Now let me explain the purpose of the highlighting that we're about to do. The purpose is to teach you how to actually look for meaning in every paragraph that you read, because the temptation is to read it and say you've read it without learning anything. In fact, often without even thinking about it. So we're going to try to fix that. Not with fake quizzes, because quizzes, I don't think that makes good reading. So what we're going to do is highlighting. Okay? So now, notice here that we have skipped the introduction because the introductions are almost always a waste of time. Maybe not, but it always. I'm going to skip the first. You're not going to skip paragraph 1, but I am. I'm just going to go for 2 more paragraphs. Okay, so I'll go to paragraph. Now let's go to paragraph 3. That sounds like a nice number. All right. Okay, so the rule that we have here is that you're going to count the number of lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and a half. All right, you're going to double it. That's 23. And then you're going to add 5. That's 28. You're allowed to have 28 highlighted words in this. If you have any more than that, I take points off. I don't want to have more than that. But I don't want to have junk words. And so what I'm looking for are the words that are important. The first couple weeks when you do this, you're going to say, I don't even know what he's looking for. I can't figure this out. That's probably true when you read. I mean, if you can't figure out what are the really important words as you're doing this exercise, probably you're not figuring out what's really important in the paragraph when you actually read. So this is teaching you to focus on what's important. All right, so now here we go. The third characteristic of biblical theology is that it emphasizes the progressive nature of revelation. I'm not going to highlight biblical theology. The whole article is about biblical theology. So I'm going to start just by highlighting progressive nature of revelation. Now, I go to home, and I go to here, and that's giving me that. And now I can go through here, and I'm going to highlight progressive. I'm going to highlight, let's see, progressive revelation. I think we need that. I don't need the word nature. Progressive revelation is good enough. Now, here's a very important rule. There's a not here, and all at once is almost like it's a single word. But if you have all at once without the not, it means the opposite. Revelation all at once, or revelation not all at once. Well, the not all at once makes sense. Revelation all at once doesn't make sense. I have to click the not. I don't need to click the word revelation because it was right there. So it's right there. Okay. And then I'm taking all at once as a single word. And you don't ever count not in your word count, but you always make sure you include it. Instead, it was unfolded in a successive acts. Men, backgrounds. I think I need to include the word varying. My count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Minus 1 because I counted the not by mistake. Viewed seems important. I think I have to do light, time. I better put historical setting. So it's viewed light of the time of historical setting. Not complete revelation. In progress. Now, should you highlight the word biblical theologian? Absolutely not. That would be a waste of time. I'm going to do own terms, categories, thought forms. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Whoa, remember, I've only got 28 words to deal with, and I've already got 22. That's 6 more left. Uh, Biblical theologian seeks to expound the theology of a particular document in its own terms, categories, thought forms. Not later theology. Source, Bible. All right, that's pretty close. That's pretty close to what we want. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back up here and I'm going to hit insert comment. Oh no, that would not be there. That's review. Comments come from review. Show comments, new comment. Okay, I got a comment there. All right, so I'm going to write the word progressive revelation, not all at once, successive acts, men varying backgrounds, viewed light time, historical setting, not complete revelation, in progress, own terms, categories, thought forms, not later theology, source, Bible. Okay, well, let's just look at that. Progressive revelation, not all at once. Successive acts, men varying backgrounds, viewed light, time, historical setting. I almost think I need to put another word in there. I think I need to put in. Just seems to me like that would help. So I'm going to put that up here too. Viewed in light, time, historical setting. No complete revelation, in progress. Own terms, categories, thought forms, not later theology. Source, Bible. I read those words. Those are really well chosen. I read those words and I know what the paragraph's about. It's telling me that I'm not going to look over here at all. I'm just going to look at these words here. That biblical theology is progressive revelation. It's not all at once. Let's put a T there. But it's successive acts. Men, varying backgrounds, viewed in light of time and historical setting. There's no complete revelation. It's in progress. Its own terms, categories, thought forms are not later theology. The source is the Bible. That's what this paragraph's about. So I just figured the paragraph out, okay? I figured it out not by what people do is when it's so awful. They'll just like highlight the whole sentence, you know? That's what they do all the time. They highlight the whole sentence. And you'll look at their notes and they've got like half of the article is highlighted. You're like, oh, that's not going to help. Let's get rid of that. That doesn't help. If you're going to highlight, you need to highlight the important words. Now, how do I know these words are important? That's easy. If you take them out, all of a sudden, it doesn't make any sense. I'm going to take out the word progressive. Revelation. I'm going to take out not all at once. Revelation, successive acts, men vary backgrounds. That still makes sense, but if you put progressive and revelation all at once there, it makes a whole lot more sense. Now, if there's a word in this comment that I've got here, which you have to do these comments, I want to see these comments just the way I did it. When I look at this comment, I can figure out what's in the paragraph without reading the paragraph. Then that's helpful. That's super helpful. So I look at this comment and I read through the comment. I go, okay, I know what it's about. If I add on other words, would that help? No, not really. Those words are good enough. If I take away some of these words, oh, I think it would hurt it. So that's how I judge my highlighting. My highlighting is I take the most important words, and I know they're important because if I don't have those words, the paragraph doesn't make sense. So what I'm trying to do is make sense out of the paragraph, and I'm going to do this for the whole paper. Well, I'm not going to do it. You're going to do it for the whole paper. All right? So this is what you're going to do. So I'm going to see for paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, paragraph 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of work. Yes, it is. And the reason I'm giving you all of this work, I want you to learn how to read academic journals. That's why. If you can figure out how to read academic journals, if you can figure out, I gave you 2 more examples you can see there. If you can figure out how to read academic journals, what's going to happen is that you're going to be able to do much better research because you know what you're looking for. Okay? So your responsibility is to take this article and finish all the paragraphs that I didn't do for you. It's going to be a lot of work. I would definitely put aside 2 or 3 hours at least. It's going to be a lot of work. But the goal is at the end of this, at the end of this course, you will be able to read journals and journal articles and textbooks much better. Okay? So that's what we're doing here. Have any questions? We'll talk about it in class.